Kendrick Lamar has been getting active as of recently, and he has a lot of fans talking in the world of hip-hop. Welcome back to the Voiceovers Podcast. I'm 24K Logan.
Can you run it?
Alright, man. So, of course, and just like the rest of you, everyone knows about the Ken and Friends pop-out concert by now for Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Yes. And it has a lot of fans talking. You know, a lot of people are anticipating that we're getting an album or maybe even a small project from Kendrick, possibly sometime this year. I doubt it, but I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
Huge.
But even more so with this performance, bro, I truly believe that now at this point in Kendrick Lamar's career, not only is his spot as a top 10 rapper of all time forever certified, but he's making even more of a push towards the top 5 rappers of all time discussion. Now, I'm not saying that this performance is, you know, Michael Jackson's Motown 25 performance where he did the moonwalk, yes, or anything like that. However, you know, the energy that this concert had coming off of the whole Kendrick and Drake beef, and you know, all the streams that Not Like Us has been getting, Euphoria, and the fact that Kendrick performed this on Juneteenth. And remind you, Kendrick has been very outspoken about, you know, things going on in the black community and whatnot. For him to perform this on Juneteenth and to have Crips and Bloods from different hoods throughout Los Angeles, and you know, them being able to peacefully coexist and whatnot, I think that was a legendary thing right there, and something that we need to see more of in hip hop.
And yeah, but just more of like the world, because that's a good example. Because you know, you growing up and you hear about these gangs, it's like, oh, so they like kill each other on site. But like when we was watching the tour, whatever, the performance, whatever, I was looking at it and I noticed something. They were all older, but they were some were famous, some were from TDE, PG Lane, wherever you want to call it from. But they're OGs and hugely respected in their communities.
Yes. And
it just showed that they can put all their differences aside and just, you know, enjoy the night with each other. And that was a big part, especially at the end. Now, it was crazy because he kept on performing Not Like Us at the end.
He performed it, what, 6 straight times?
6 to 5 or 6 times. I don't remember.
I want to say 6.
I want to say 5. I don't know. But it was kind of crazy to see that, like, you know, because you hear about people, artists performing the same song multiple times.
Yes.
But I found it interesting how they performed that song and he had the whole arena lit. It was really nice to see, I should say. But it was crazy because I listened to the Not Like Us song again, right? And I was just hearing the lyrics. I was like, dang, he went in on Drake. But I'm not taking sides in this beef or whatever. But
yeah.
I see how people talking about how Drake revived his career. And it was like, his career was never dead. He just didn't drop these past few years.
Exactly.
But, you know, it shows, I was thinking about this. This was crazy. Like, with him, J. Cole, and Drake dropping and the subliminal disses, whatever. It's like the best people in their craft going against each other or just showing what they can really do. Yes. And not only did Kendrick drop this diss track, it was actually pretty good. Like, it has replay value. It was like the one diss track that had replay value out of all this.
It does. And kind of back to what you have said about, you know, the whole Drake revived Kendrick Lamar's career. That's straight bullshit. You know, like you said, Kendrick's career was never dead. Kendrick is, and I'm not downplaying anybody that constantly drops albums or songs, but Kendrick is a true artist where if he is not bringing his artistic creativity in full effect to his project like he did with Good Kid, Mad City, or To Pimp a Butterfly, if he's not doing that, he will not drop the project until it's damn near perfection. That's the type of artist Kendrick is. But when he does drop, he always brings some fucking heat.
Yeah. Speaking of To Pimp a Butterfly, when we saw the photo of being taken at the on
the stage.
Yeah, I was like, and that just reminded me of this. And apparently Kendrick Lamar is actually in this photo. I didn't notice like a few weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, I told you about that.
Was Kendrick?
Did we mention that on the video? I mentioned this to you when we was hanging these up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, because they showed us the colored version of it, but it was crazy to see Kendrick being the center of all that, and he had all these guys around him, and he was like, yo, let's get a picture of this. You know, it's like
it's kind of a full circle moment, and if you pay close attention to this, if I'm not mistaken, there's gang members from Compton, California in this photo. You have gang members and even some small children, and of course they're in front of the White House, so you kind of get the message. And when we look at the photo of Kendrick and everybody on stage at the forum, and then a lot of people have had a black and white photo of it saying, let's get a To Pimp a Butterfly Part 2. I don't know how I feel about that.
Part 2, but something would be cool.
Yeah, I don't think you can remake a To Pimp a Butterfly. But, you know, that photo and then the new photo, it is a full circle moment. Yeah. And I think it speaks volumes about Kendrick Lamar's impact on the black, not just the black community, just the world of hip hop in general, but I bring up the black community specifically just because of how outspoken Kendrick has been, especially in his music about, you know, issues in the black community, police brutality, black empowerment, black liberation, things like that.
No, like All Right.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
This album.
Exactly.
And that was like one of the biggest songs from the decade. I forgot what they had ranked it, or I don't know what they had said about it, about being one of the biggest songs of 2010s. But I mean, you know, it's a pretty vibey song. I like it, you know.
Right now, at this moment, do you have Kendrick Lamar as a top 10 rapper of all time?
Why not? You know, because, like, I think I mentioned this briefly. I didn't come up in the 90s with Nas or Jay-Z or Tupac or Biggie, but I'm in this era now where I listen to this music more. So if I was to make a top 10, I wouldn't be wrong to put them there versus me just saying these guys are there just because they were the biggest artists of the 90s, whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
I can respect that.
You know, all three of them actually can be up there if you argue. You know, Drake has a lot of, regardless of what you say about Drake, I mean, man has a lot of #1 singles, albums, all that.
Facts.
Say what you want about J. Cole.
He's always dropped quality. Like,
he's my favorite artist.
There's never, same here, there's never been a question about J. Cole's productivity when it comes to this music shit.
Yeah, and then there's K-Dot, and he's just been a phenomenal artist. And one thing I noticed, I briefly spoke about this. All three of these artists, if you're a fan of them, like a huge fan of them, you will defend them, and then you will hate the other two. And I ain't saying fan bases. Yeah, but one thing I noticed about the Drake fan base, they'll defend Drake. Kendrick's fan base, they've defended Kendrick. J. Cole's fan base, defend J. Cole. But, you know, I like all three of them, so I ain't gonna go against each fan base or whatever.
For sure. But, you know, overall, man, I mean, Kendrick Lamar, again, like, this show was just proof of his impact on the world of hip hop, and I'm looking forward to seeing if we will actually get an album from him sometime this year. I doubt it. If anything, I could see Kendrick doing like a surprise album, like it'd be a random Friday, and he'll be like, "Oh well, here y'all go," and he'll log out all social media and let the rest play itself out. I could see Kendrick Lamar doing that.
J. Cole collab album? I mean, it's not too late. You know, he said he was sorry.
But that'll do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate all the love and the support. Comment down below what you think about the aftermath of the Kendrick Lamar Juneteenth show, and, you know, all the hype that's been around it and around Kendrick in general. And also, let us know, where do you rank Kendrick Lamar all time amongst other hip-hop artists? But we appreciate all the love and the support once again. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. As always, we got plenty of content on the way. And until next time, peace and love to everybody.